So, how does God make the island boys rich when there are starving kids?
All right, it's wrong to think that because a person is making a lot of money, God is blessing them. We live in a world of cause and effect. We live in a world of chance. And some people make a ton of money in some very immoral ways. And that does not mean that God is blessing them. It means they're shrewd, probably. They're also lucky, very lucky. And it points to the unfairness of life. Some of the most Christ-honoring people I know are struggling with poverty, and it's tragic. Second point, Jesus Christ commands us as his followers to be generous, very generous. And to be honest with you, that's one of the hardest ethical questions in my life. I was speaking at Harvard, and a student stepped out of the crowd and said, Cliff, you got it so easy. Every time you need to make a difficult ethical decision, you just go running to your magical book, the Bible, and there God tells you how to live your life. I, as an atheist, I have to existentially struggle through difficult ethical questions. I looked that student in the face and said, you got to be kidding me. My wife and I are building a house right now. In light of the fact that people are starving to death today, and in light of the fact that we have the solution for that starvation, give money to buy food to feed those starving kids, am I supposed to buy this kind of appliance for my house or that kind? Does the Bible tell me whether to go out and buy a Kenmore or a Westinghouse dishwasher? How much money am I supposed to spend in my car? And if you think I go running to my magical book, the Bible, and there God tells me to get a Kenmore dishwasher, or to buy this type of car, or to buy a used car instead of a new car, you're crazy. The Bible doesn't say that. The Bible calls me to enter a relationship with Jesus Christ and to pray for wisdom and to pray that he changes my heart so that I become more generous and I give more away to feed starving people. And yes, we do have the solution for starving. It's called give money to buy food, to bring it to kids, to put it in their mouths so that they also have a better future. And Christ commands us as his followers to do that. And I love this Syracuse professor who was an atheist, and he did a study of those who give the most. He was really excited to show that it was really secularists that give just as much money as any Christian does. To his horror, he found out that people who go to church regularly, who believe in Jesus Christ and who take the Bible seriously are by far and away the most generous people in our culture, in our country. I'm amazed that he produced the book, that he allowed it to be published, because it contradicted what he thought, which was, oh, no. It's us secularists, it's us humanists who really give the most away. No, it's not. The facts are, it's followers of Christ who go to church on a regular basis, worship God, love people, who are the most generous when it comes to giving money to help hurting people. Now, I got to give more. And that's one of the biggest challenges in my life. And to be honest with you, that is one of the hardest ethical questions for me. How much do I keep? How much do I give away?
Right.
But doesn't it tell you specifically like 10%?
Yes, the word tithe is in the Bible, and yet it's an Old Testament idea. Jesus repeats it once in the gospel. And in 2 Corinthians 8 and 9, Paul talks about God loves a cheerful giver, and Paul talks about giving generously. So 10%, I think, is a good place to start, George. And you're right. I better be giving 10% away. But by gollies, I better be giving a lot more than 10% in light of the fact that I live in one of the wealthiest nation in the world, and there are so many people less fortunate. And I can promise you, when I went to Haiti and worked with some college students to build a school, and I began meeting some Haitian Christians, I was blown out of the water by the incredible humility, generosity, hard work, and faith of these incredible people.
I think for you to say you don't worship money, it has to come with actions. You can't just say it with your mouth, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people look up to their ball players. A lot of people look up to the rappers. I like the way Jesus rocked, man. Like he had the king and the earth, and I mean heavens and earth, and yet he didn't want any jewelry. He rode in on a donkey. Like the guy was humble, and so I want to practice that because I think it comes with a good path. Easier heart to live by. I'll be vulnerable on one spot. There was a deal that I had that could have changed my life forever, and it was a gambling deal. And I notice a lot of people are gambling, but I lost a lot of family members to gambling, and I saw how it broke the home. So how could I accept something and promote it to a home where I've watched with my own eyes it break it? I know a man that I grew up with that took his life because he was in so much debt, he was embarrassed to be around his father. And you want me to promote it?
Good for you, George.
I can't. And so, by the way, I didn't bring this up to just be like, look at me.
No.
All I'm saying is don't look at your bank account and don't look at the money coming in and out as your lifeline. If you're doing that, you're worshiping money.
Get all you can all you get, sit on the lid, and poison the rest. And that attitude is far too prevalent in our culture. And you've just expressed the opposite. And that's exactly what Christ calls us to. It's exactly right.
I think that money is a real good thing in the Bible in terms of Job had it, Abraham had it, so many of the leaders had it.
Yep.
And yet there's something specific. You got the eye of the needle. You got so many other examples of how hard it is for people to get to heaven who have a lot of money because there's something poisonous about it, despite how great it is.